Margie,
Yes, Sandy.
do you record in speaker view, or are you preferring gallery so you can see?
I can record in speaker view.
Perfect. Thank you.
Once we start doing it together, then I will switch so that I can see you guys. But no, I can record in speaker view. Okay. So we're talking about the fourth posture, which is Ashwa Sanchalanasana, fourth posture of Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation. So again, I'm going to reiterate because I'm sorry, I just started recording and we talked a little bit about this. Very good for the respiratory system. It's very good for your body in general, opening the hips. It's a linear stretch, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And the chakra, Agna chakra, is the chakra that we're focusing on. But you are going to feel Muladhara, which is your root chakra, while you're doing it. And you're going to feel the connection between Muladhara and Agna chakra. Agna is in the center of the brain. Muladhara is at the base of your pelvis. Muladhara is how you get grounded. It's that earth element. And as you feel the pull through the body, through the nadi, you'll feel the connection and then the release. You'll feel it in the sinuses. Your nose may start running. If your nose is plugged up, you may feel a release. There's many times, especially lately, because I've had this thing that came with COVID, where my nose just starts running when I'm doing Surya Namaskar right after I do this asana. So that's what you're going to find. And I think that's it. Let's go into it. But does anybody have any questions before we go into it? No? Okay. All right. If you do at any time while I'm doing it, please stop me, okay? And I'll go more deeply into it and show you whatever question you may have. So, okay. So I want you to begin standing, okay? And I want you to begin understanding. You're going to be coming to the front of the mat. You don't want to be in the back because your right foot is going to be going back. I want you to begin standing probably about this range on the mat. Let the feet ground, let the energy at Muladhara just go down all the way through the feet, the toes, the feet are planted. Feel yourself getting grounded. Again, this is the equestrian posture. I'm sorry. This is the equestrian posture. You can't see me. Sorry. Can you see me now? Yes. Okay. So what does that mean? I want you to feel what an equestrian or what a charioteer would feel like when they are riding, right? So that's what I want you to kind of visualize in a way what it is that you're going into. It's that taking the reins of this body. Okay, so we begin here. I'm going to ask you, bend your knees, put your hands on either side of your feet, and then you're going to take the right leg back. Bring that right knee on the ground. And leave the toes here for a moment until you're established. And then you bring the top of your foot. Sorry, guys. Oh, go on. So you're here, you come next to the feet, and then you bring that right leg back. The toes are on the ground, but I want you to put the top of your foot on. Okay? So the top of the foot is on the ground. If you can plant your palms on your mat, that would be great. But let me show you something first. As you come down onto your knees, your right knee and your left foot, here you are, right? Your back, I don't know if you can see this with the contrast with where I am. Let me move back so that there's white behind me. Better? Yes, okay. So here I am, right? My knees a little further back, and I'm here. What I want to go to is here. I want to bring the groin region as close to the ground as I can. I'm so sorry. I have my dog walking through. He wants to be part of this now. Give me a moment. Come on, outside. Come on. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so we're here. The top of my foot is down. My hands are on the ground, if you can bring your palm. Now, what I want you to experience is as you're coming down and the groin is coming closer to the ground, there's going to be a pull coming from this big toe through that right leg, through the center of the chest, into that Ajna chakra, the center of the brain. Now, when we're doing this, let me do it so you can see me from the front. I want you to see my knee. Oh, I shouldn't have worn black. My knee is not here, right? My knee is not under my armpit. My knee is in line with the left side of my chest. Okay? And to come out of the posture, you lean back, bring the weight on the right knee. Bring the left knee in line with the right. You can stay here for a moment. And then you could go back into it. Talk to me. Tell me what you're thinking. What do you need? I know it's a little convoluted with Ollie coming through here, but tell me what you need to understand it.
If you have bad knees, I'm 6 feet tall, and so my knees, I played volleyball for years. So for me to be on that knee and stretch on the other one, I can't support with my knee anymore that way.
Can you support if you have something soft under it or not at all?
Not at all.
Okay. Okay, anybody have any other questions? Because I'll go back on the mat and show you, Danielle, okay?
Thank you.
Anybody?
I'm just saying balance. I will need to grab both the chair on the left and my desk on the right as I learn to get down a little bit easier.
Yes, you need, well, and I'll show you how to get down and then stretch the leg.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Jayashree, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I just have to see you. I mean, if just one more time, I want to see it, how we doing it, and I'll be fine. His body is fine. It's just the mental, he doesn't remember a lot of time the steps. So I just have to remember at that time.
Okay. Anybody else?
I have a question,
Sure.
Karen.
Yeah.
My video. So you always stay on the ground, like your hands are always on the ground. And in some flows, you go up, right? You go
the half moon, yeah. Or
yeah. So I was just always wondering, since what's your thought process about, staying down and, looking up, or where are you looking, and versus, do you come up ever? And
this is the classical Ashwa Sanchalanasana, okay? But there's always variations. So once you establish yourself in the classical, then if you choose, because there are days where I come up and I like staying there because it's a very expansive feeling. So it's up to you, but I want you to establish yourself in that classical base.
right.
Then
Because you
from
can really
there-
get that stretch. You can really get that stretch when you're down, and you can really feel that. Yeah. So I was just wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And again, there's nothing, when we do variations of postures, sometimes we'll find that it really does something for us personally. And that's the beauty of it, right? If it's kind of like, if you know the rules, you can break them, right? Because you know the rule. But it's when you don't know them and you're breaking them that things become convoluted. So I want to make sure that you know what the classical base is. And then from there, You can do whatever works for you. And in the same way that we'll do a variation for those that can't do it exactly this way.
Exactly. Okay. Yep. Continue. This is wonderful.
Sorry. There's things going on in here. Okay. So I am going to put myself on speaker view again. And again, stop me. If you have any questions, I'm going to turn this over. I didn't realize what a problem wearing all black was going to be because it's hard to see, right? Okay, Daniel, I'm going to address yours first. So you can't be on your knees, right?
Right,
But you can sit on your hip
correct.
and you can bring one of the legs back. In this case, so in order to do that right leg back, I'm actually going to ask you to do kind of a pigeon. So you're going to come on your left hip and you're going to take that right leg back. Okay? You'll feel that stretch. And
I can't put pressure going towards that knee like that,
which knee? The right knee?
the left knee,
The one that's bent?
correct.
Well, there's not a lot of pressure when you're doing it like this. And if what you can do is open the foot so that it's not.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask, can I open the foot? That's what my modification, okay.
In your case, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. You keep that knee here, right? And if you can bring it all the way in, bring it in. Otherwise, you just open the foot, okay?
Okay,
Now, bringing that right leg back, I'm thinking about it, means keeping that right knee on the ground. That may be a problem for you too. So just bring that knee to the side. But I want you to go back and stretch. Bring the hands on the ground. You'll feel the pull. You'll definitely feel the pull, but in a different way. You will feel the pull from Muladhara up to Anahat. I'm sorry,
okay,
Anand, but you're going to have to really pull from the waist up through the torso all the way up and bring that neck back so that you can feel that pull running through your body. You won't be feeling it from the toes. So your legs aren't going to be feeling it, but you will definitely feel it through the chakras. Okay?
okay.
Do you want to try it?
I'm getting ready to try it right now. So I have
Right now,
this leg here, the one behind. Hard for me to show you. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just where you are. And then okay, so my thing is for me to switch and I have to have my arms.
So your basically your weight is on your left hip, okay?
Right.
The left knee is bent. So you
Uh-huh.
can bring that foot closer to the groin or you can move it out.
Yeah, it has to be left out, okay.
For some people, that might be a problem. So, you have to gauge whatever.
Right,
The opposite hip is actually a little bit off the ground. It's not quite on the ground, but you're stable because you're stably set by this,
Right.
and this hip, okay?
thank you.
And so this hip is a little bit off the ground. The outside of the knee is resting on the ground. Is that good for you?
Yes,
And then the foot can either come toward the body. The foot can either come toward the body or just bring it out, okay?
yeah, okay,
Okay, the hands go on either side of the left knee.
right,
Okay, and now I want you to make this motion pulling up through the hips, through the pelvic area, up through the torso. This is the movement I want
perfect.
as you're inhaling. Okay, you are going to feel it through your back. You're going to feel the pull through the torso all the way, and I want your focus to be at the center of your brain.
Perfect. I have missed being able to do this for like 10, 15 years because 14 years ago, I torn my meniscus doing this asana. And now I could never figure out. So I just always did something else during this. So I so appreciate you lining me up because it really allows me to now participate and get this feeling of Perfect. Thank you
That's
so
what
much.
I want. I want that feeling. I want you to connect with Muladhara coming up all the way through here for all of us. The rest of us that are bringing the leg back, you're going to feel it from the toes through the leg and up. But it's okay.
Oh, I remember that feeling. Every time we did it for like 10 years, I loved it. And then I had to stop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so you understood it. What was, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on, there was somebody else. Who else had a variation that they needed?
The person lowering down from both sides or something?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize because I'm drawing a blank on what it was. Let me see. Okay, who else had a question on?
I only said that I'll need to balance myself.
Oh, that's right.
Going good.
Okay,
Yeah, but
sorry.
I think I can do that.
Okay, let me show you. If you go into it, on your hands and knees, you can do that. Okay, I think it'll be easier for you. So you go into it by bringing this foot forward. Okay, try to open up this area because it's very narrow, right? It's not like you have a lot of range, a nice big base. This base is narrow, so you need the support of the hands. And then start edging that right leg back. You know, if you notice, I'm using my toes, right? You keep the anchor foot where it is. And what you're going to be moving, you lift the knee, you bring it back a little bit, bring the toes back down, lift the knee, bring it back a little bit, bring the toes back down, until you get to where you want to be. Okay, that movement will bring that groin region down slowly and gently to wherever it is that's comfortable for you. And then to come out of it, you bring your weight to the right knee and then bring that left foot in line with the right. Does that make sense, Sandy? Yeah? Okay. So let me show you once again. If you have no issues with your knees, okay? And this will continue, this will go into the flow. Now, Sandy, when we're going into flow, you'll be able to go into your knees and go back. And Danielle, same for you. You'll just get into that position and go into what you're going to be doing, okay? For the rest of us that are going to be doing it classically or the way that if you have no issues with the knees or if you have no issues with balance, if you can do it, you bring the hands down, hands are next to the feet, and then you take that foot back, okay? You have to adjust to whatever it is your capability is right now, okay? Because it's essential. And good for you, Danielle. You could do something 10 years ago, but maybe now you can't. Okay, so now what do we do, right? And that's where we need to go. Forget 10 years ago. What can we do today? And we can do today. So hands planted if you can. See, I have really long arms, so this isn't difficult for me. If you have a difficult time being able to plant the hands and bringing the head back, bring the fingertips. You can bring yourself to your fingertips and come back. And then as you come out of the posture, you align, bring the left knee next to the right, and come back onto your heels, and then come on. Questions?
I noticed with your left leg, your knee was actually forward in front of your ankle, not directly over it.
That was a mistake. It should be directly over it.
Okay. I wanted to check it.
Yeah, no. That should have been. Initially, it may not give you issues, but if you do that too much, you will have issues. Okay. So no, that was my mistake. You want to have. Thank you for pointing that out. You want to have the knee. You don't want it to go any further than the toes. Okay. You want to keep it between your toes and your ankle. Like it will come forward a little bit. You just don't want it to cut. See, right now, it's going beyond my toes, if you can see that.
Yeah.
So I want to bring it here where the toes are. And in order to get that stretch, what I'm going to do is move that right leg back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. It can go beyond the ankle, but not beyond the toes, if that makes sense. You have a little bit of movement range there. I really am loving doing this with you guys. Okay, so let's do it. For those of you that can stand up, and if you could turn your video on, that would be great.
I was
so
just
I can
gonna,
watch
I
you.
was gonna just do that.
But if you can't turn it on, that's okay. So those of you that are okay, and your knees are okay, start in a standing position, okay? So Danielle, you can start in a standing position, and then I want, because you're going to be transitioning, right? But then I want you to come down onto the hips, left hip, and adjust the hips like we were talking about, okay? And then Sandy, I want you to come down to your hands and knees. From standing to hands and knees, rather than folding forward, okay? Okay, so let's start. So stand, close your eyes, get your bearings of where you are, who you are, how the body feels. Feel that energy from the belly button down to the toes. Okay. And then now, open your eyes and fold if you can fold. Otherwise, go onto your knees or go onto your hips. And bring that right leg back. Good. Bring the knee onto the ground. Yeah, Gail, thank you. I mean, some traditions have the knee off the ground. I want you to relax in that posture. If your knee's off the ground, you're not relaxed. So I want you to find that sweet spot in which you are relaxed. Bring your head back as much as you can. Good. Karen, bring that knee toward your chest. There you go. Feel the difference? Okay, the knee has to be aligned with the chest and not in the armpit because it's a linear pull. When you have it in the armpit, your pull goes out toward the hips. Okay, now bring your weight back onto the right knee. Feel the difference? Okay, you're kind of stretching that left leg, and now bring the left foot in line with the right foot.
So they go in the back.
Yes, you bring that left knee back. Okay, questions? Sandy, you have a question? Yeah, relax, just sit for a moment.
When my right leg goes back to stretch, cramps in my foot.
In your foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's normal, right? Or,
Well, you're not used to doing this position.
right.
So what you can do is bring the toes forward, and that'll
Okay,
ease
yeah. Yeah, I did that and then tried to go back into it.
And
Okay.
if it continues, just bring the toes forward, and you'll find one day that it's like, oh my gosh, it
I'm not
stopped.
doing- okay.
Yeah. But keep the knee on the ground, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Now, when you're going into the posture, I want you to breathe in. Danielle, you know what I meant as I said breathe in and come up, right? I want all of you, as I was describing to Danielle, same thing, but you're in this position. So as you're going into the position, start breathing in and observe that prana rising from Muladhara into into Agna. Feel that beautiful pull and that energy as it's flowing up. You'll feel it all the way from the right big toe coming up the leg through to your pelvic area and then rising, okay? So let's go back to the beginning. You can begin on hands and knees. You don't need to stand up unless you want to. Okay. That's it. Hands down, because I don't want you to do the sequence. Karen, I don't want you to do the sequence. I want to isolate the posture. I love that you're liking this. All righty. So fold forward if you're standing. Bring your hands next to your toes. Toes and fingers are aligned. Okay. Now breathe in and out. And as you're breathing in, take that right foot back. Right knee goes on the ground. Make sure that left knee is in line with your chest, not in the armpit, okay? Okay, Gail, yeah, move that foot in a little bit so that what happens is the foot has to be aligned with the chest. There we go. And that helps the knee move in. Head back, remember, head goes back. And I want you, and now shift your weight forward. Forward and up. That shift forward makes that pull happen. Observe that pull through the big toe, up the leg, center of your pelvic area, Muladhara, all the way up into the center of the brain. Head back as much as you can get it back. Keep your eyes closed. And slowly and gently release the posture. Bring your weight back onto your left knee. And bring the right foot in line with the left foot. Go back on your heels for a moment, if you can. Otherwise, just sit down. Okay, and sit up. All righty, let's do the other side because we've only done one side. We've been focusing just on that right leg. I want to do the left leg, okay? I know we're just doing a practice, but I don't want you off balance for the rest of the day. So stand up if you would like to stand up. Otherwise, stay on your hands and knees. Breathe in, find your space, find your place, ground those feet, feel that grounding. And now, as you're breathing out, fold forward. Fingers next to the toes. And you're going to be taking the left foot back. Now take your left foot back as you're breathing in, come up.
I forgot, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So your left foot is forward, your right knee is back, right? And now I want to make sure your fingers are in line with your toes. That's it. I could tell because your arms were too far forward. Good. Shift your weight forward. And now bring your head back. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open, Sandy, because I think with the balance, you need to keep the eyes open for now, okay? That'll help you. Okay. You're gonna notice, that one side is easier than the other. And if you can close your eyes, now close them. All righty, shift your weight back onto that right knee. Bring that left foot back. Go back on your heels. Stretch your arms in front of you. Bring your head to the ground. Do a nice stretch. Good. And Danielle, I know you can't do that. So sit with your cross-legged if you can. Can you sit kind of cross-legged? Okay, and then come forward if you can, just so you get a nice stretch through the back. Yeah, head down as far as you can take it. Jayashri, come out of the posture by bringing, what are you? Are you on your right knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took out the right knee and the back. So do I need to put it in the front?
No. You bring your weight back onto that back knee. Bring
Right.
the foot in line with the other foot.
Right.
Front foot in line with the other foot. Go on to your heels in Vajrasana.
Like this.
Good. Go down. Good. And just have a nice stretch through the back. This doesn't come after that posture, but it's a very nice stretch. And slowly and gently walk your hands back toward your knees and start coming up. All righty. Any questions?
It worked.
Good. Good, good, good. You're going, Danielle, you're going to feel it. And you're going to feel it more because you knew how it felt before.
Yeah.
So this will be a nice experience for you. Good. Anybody else? Jeshri, any questions?
No, I was just trying to think if so far every step we did, do we have a video? Then I need to, actually, because I'm forgetting the steps after the others, next one.
This,
So I'm getting confused.
I'm recording this, so you
Okay.
can, there's a portion where I'm doing it, right? There is, right?
From the beginning to the end, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I should be able to see it. Okay.
Okay. All righty, I'm gonna stop. Okay, so one more time, how do we do this? For those of you that just want to refer to this, just fast forward and come to this. So the feet are parallel, hip width apart or further apart. Make sure you stand and you're solid. Even when you're going through the series of them, I want you to be firm and solid in your base. You fold forward as you're breathing out. Bring your fingers next to your feet. I will be taking my left foot back so you can see what I'm doing, okay? Let the head hang. And now bring the left foot back. Top of the knee is on the ground. Top of the foot is on the ground. Initially, you'll be here, but I want you to start settling in here. So rather, you come forward and down. I hope you can see this. All right, and then the head goes back. You can keep your hands planted on the ground, or you can go up on your fingertips. And then you come back. Again, when you're coming back like this and the head is going up, I want you to breathe in. Don't hold your breath. When you breathe out and stay in this position, enjoy that. And then as you're breathing out, you come out of it. Right foot in line with the left. And you can come back on your heels, okay? Or here, bring the weight back. You can tuck the toes, come forward, and come up. And I didn't have it on speaker view. I apologize. Jeshri, do you want me to put on speaker view?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good thing. And plus you